Welcome back. You're now watching the lifestyle segment on the Weekend Show, brought to you by Holocrunch Popcorn. Like I stated in the introduction, about 27 million Nigerians are living with disability. Since 2016 in Nigeria, the Gender and Equal Opportunities Bill has been failed in the National Assembly. It's election year and everyone talks about inclusion, young people, women and people in disability, living with disability. However, how inclusive are we? What are we doing to ensure that they are involved in policy making and the everyday activities of Nigeria? 27 million is a huge number. And having this conversation with me is our guest host, Lami Epojoye. Welcome back, Lami.
Thank you for having me.
You have always been an activist. You've always spoken about equality and inclusion. I just learned about the number of people living with disability in Nigeria.
Here,
what comes to mind?
I think it's really ridiculous. It just goes to say that we do not regard people living with disability enough to provide opportunities and to give them opportunities to speak and to also be, an integral part of the society. So I think it's very important for us to begin to. So again, I think that we always say these things, but Nigeria has laws, but implementation and actually carrying them out and ensuring that, they are doing what needs to be done to ensure that, a lot of these things can be fixed. A lot of these things need maybe intervention, maybe a lot of people getting aid and all of that, just to fix one or two things, and they're back to operating like every other non-person in the society, which of course drastically reduce the number of people living with disabilities and also help them function as normal, like other normal people in society.
Talking about that, it makes me even think about infrastructure. Like these people have to move around, and in other countries, you see places with disability access,
ramps
disability
and all of that,
parking. We don't even have that.
Those,
and it's extremely important because of what we do in this show, where we talk about inclusion and bringing everyone to the table. Do you feel this should be a conversation as we enter the election year?
Absolutely. I mean, so you talked about infrastructure, and it takes me back to just traveling abroad and seeing the walk paths where you see that some places are covered in browse, like walking browse, where you know that when they're using your walking stick, it's not. I used to wonder why is this place rougher than the other parts?
I never
knew that as well. And they said, it's to aid blind people, it's to aid people that can't see, so they know that they're on the side of the road. We don't have those kind of things in Nigeria. We don't even have. Only a few banks have ramps for people that use wheelchairs. Some people don't even have wheelchairs. All of these things again goes down to what is even do we even have a budget for them, to be catered to? All of those things need to be. And I think that they have numbers. So 27 million, if they come together in associations and say, you know what, we have our 27 million votes, or let's just say 20 million, because of course some of them will include people that are not up to the age of voting. Let's even give a rough number of 15 million out of all of them. Say, you know what, we have 15 million votes.
That's the number it takes to elect a president in Nigeria.
We have 15 million votes as disabled people. Come and tell us what you have for us, and then this would definitely spike up the conversation for them and to help them. If all they just need is someone that will guide them, say, you know what, you have the power to get what you want in our society.
Besides even providing infrastructure for these people, I think about leadership position. The fact that people are living in disability doesn't necessarily affect their mental faculty. And we've had some inventions in the world. We've seen the brilliance of autistic people, for instance, and people with other disability creating great stuff in the world. And I think it's also time for them to be given positions in power to be able to contribute. But a bigger problem is that when we talk about disability, you can't put it in one box. Some people is sight deficiency, some people is hearing, some people is
too many things.
Walking. So what would be a holistic way to include people with disability?
Seeing them first, and like I said, it's us admitting to the fact that we do have a high number of these people who need to be included, and then making them part of the decision process. Remember, in all of these things that we always talk about when it comes to inclusion, is who are the people that are making the laws for them? They don't have. I don't think I've ever seen a disabled member of the House of Reps or senator or governor. Yeah. That's, or even what they call the local government chairpersons. I don't think I've seen anyone. I've probably seen only 2 people contest, but they didn't even win primaries. So political parties need to take it upon themselves to say, you know what, let's begin to put this, let's start with numbers. Let's start with 1, 2, 3. And then, you know, before you know it, because they're in the house themselves, they will know how to, they will advocate for themselves, their wants, you know, their needs. And I am very aware that Nigeria has a very active number of this association of, you know, disabled people. They're actually very active. I see them go for political events. Yes. I see them go for, you know, I see them actually go for, at the end of protests, a lot of them actually came out to protest. Sure. And a lot of those kind of, even Occupy Nigeria as well, they are very active. They want, you can tell that they want to belong, you can tell that they want their space, but it's almost as if they're being overlooked. And it's very important for us to begin to include them in truth, not just these conversations that we're having now. In truth, political parties need to include them, and then we'll definitely see drastic change in that process.
Talking about including them in truth, there's a beauty pageant for, I think, Miss Deaf Nigeria going on in Abuja very soon. And we have the women leader of the Abuja Deaf Society in the studio. And hopefully before the end of the show, we'll bring her in to have a conversation about it. But as the year continues, we'll try to have more of this
exactly, so that people are more aware of this.
So our viewers at home, don't go away. We do have a lot more coming up for you on the weekend show, and we do have a guest artist performing just after this break. Don't go. Earlier about people living with disability in Nigeria, and I have with me here Fasakin Taibat Janet, the woman leader of Abuja Association of Deaf, joining us here in the studio. Welcome to the Lifestyle segment, Janet.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My name is Janet Fashakin.
My name is Janet Fashakin. I don't know that I'm on mic. The woman leader, Abuja Association of the Deaf, and also the coordinator for most beauty deaf girls in Nigeria. I'm deaf, but I can't speak. And I believe all of you can hear me now. Thank you.
Yes, Janet, we can hear you, and it is good to have you in the studio. I also like the fact that you are speaking, so please feel free to speak. So tell us, how has it been living with a disability in Nigeria?
It's not easy to be a deaf person. Not simple to be deaf. And talk in general, person with disability, well, it is a task. There's a way that we know how it's pain, but it has become our destiny. We have to accept it and see ourselves for who we are. As a deaf person, most challenge we face in Nigeria is communication. And you see that we are small late now because of interpreter. She's not there, and if interpreter is not there, how will I be able to be here to communicate? That is our challenge in Nigeria. Talking about the person on wheelchair. If we come to this office this morning, and now you want to enter, no accessible ramp. How we enter the face challenge in hospital, a bank, everywhere. Talking of blind person who cannot see, maybe the side of the road, they want to we can stop, tell them to call government. So we face a lot of challenge in Nigeria, generally as a person with disability. And let me ask you a question now. If your person that is not even disabled, don't you have any challenge in Nigeria? You have. So our own is multiply. Then what your people have?
Janet, I think you look very beautiful, and I like the fact that you have spoken about access for wheelchair ramps, you've spoken about communication. But on the bright side, I like the fact that you haven't just settled in disability. You're now going forward to coordinate the most beautiful deaf girl in Nigeria. I want to say congratulations and well done. Tell us about the most beautiful deaf girl contest in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
As you say, I'm beautiful.
You look very beautiful.
Thank you for that. We all are beautiful. And me, myself, I see my beauty, intelligent and boasting, and I feel we need to come out, advocates. We need to come out, tell the world that our disability don't stop us from achieving our dream. We have many deaf girls in Nigeria. That's most of them say queen like Miss Nigeria. They say, hey, it's queen, different queen, but deaf can't go there because they feel if you may go, because we are deaf, they cannot because they will discriminate against us. That is their message. But I am here in the forefront, want to shake that mindset that we as beautiful as we are, we can do whatever we want. That is how Miss Deaf Nigeria come into being, because we have deaf school, we have disability school. Who will go there, mentoring them, advise them? Those who they need to see someone they look up to them. We have deaf queen. See, it's beautiful. I can emulate this person as my role model. That is one of our goals. Also, let me tell you them. In different sectors, education, economics, we are lagging behind. We want to see someone that will come at the forefront advocating for deaf rights. So we want to use the beauty, the glamour, and fashion to advocate for this rights. So because it is generally believed that if you don't see me as beautiful or intelligent, you will not write me. Something that we are trying to share. We have to believe that this pageant, we want to bring different families there from different states together. Lagos, Ondo, Ekiti, we bring them together to go and tell their story, because they are so intelligent, they have talent. If people are looking at them, they will say, she is devil, she cannot do anything. But no, behind that person, you see, there are many talents that are hidden. It's hidden for the people to see. People will say, what can this person do? But now, we want to shake that narrative that on September 17th this month, we want to bring them together. You will see them, their talent, their skill. You will say what they are capable to do. Not just a fashion, no. They will showcase the culture and beauty of sign language. You will see them. You will say that is what you are trying to promote. That sign language in everywhere we go, so that we will not face any barrier in communication. We are promoting sign language.
Janet, I think you are absolutely brilliant, beautiful in and out. And just to our viewers at home, the Mr. and Miss Deaf Nigeria 2022 contest, themed Breaking the Bias with Cultural Diversity Awareness, will be holding on the 17th of September 2022 at Nikon Luxury Hotel here in Abuja. Deaf people, dumb people, people living with disability, they have rights and they have an equal place in the society. Thank you so much, Janet, for joining us. Yes, and we hope to have you here another time.
Let me add a few things.
Yes, so you can add.
Let me add a few things of what I'm trying to explain. You see, in Nigeria, persons with disability are not recognized. Thank to Disability Commission that are pushing it. All of us that advocacy were pushing the right of persons with disability. Now, tell you about disability contents. We face a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to funding. Now, me as a deaf person, I come here, please, you want to do this? People will force to question you. What's yours? See, like that, it's not motivating. We need support from every good in Nigeria to come forward, say something good in this, support us. Because as I'm talking to you, if I tell you we have noticed, see good supporter that want to support us fully to make it beautiful, you will not believe me. People in Nigeria generally see disabled matter as something that is not important. But I'm telling you today, it is very, very important because we want to stand in the forefront advocating for our rights. We want to be noticing too that we are human, not because I'm deaf. Only my deafness make me human. No, I'm deaf, beautiful and bold. I can't do anything like any other person can do. So I'm encouraging everybody to come and give us support needed.
Thank you so much, Deaf, beautiful and bold. Janet is the woman leader of the Abuja Association of the Deaf. We have more on the weekend show. Ayo Adams is coming on with sport, and then veteran actor, lawyer and politician Kenneth Okonkwo is in the studio with Honorable Mrs. Patience Charles Kwashi discussing on our political segment in just a bit. Don't go away. See you shortly after this break.